Hi everyone, my name's Leslie Kilby and I'm taking part in the Stamping Around the World video hop for October, and our theme this month is insects, and the insects I'm using in my project are these very lovely paper butterflies from Stampin' Up. Okay, so these will be on my project, and my project, this is my prototype, is this super gift box. It's a dispenser, and when you pull this tab, out comes a chocolate bar. I've chosen Kit Kats not only because they taste really delicious, but because they are probably very international. Okay, so today I'm going to work in centimetres. If you are an inches fan, you can go to I'll put the link underneath the video where you can go to get inches. I'll rework it in inches for you. Okay, so today I'm going to be using this gorgeous paper, a lovely DSP. That is, let me check, Unbounded Beauty. And this is one of the in colours that I've chosen to go with it. One from the DSP, and it's Shy Shamrock. Okay, so I'm going to start with the actual main box. So I've done my scoring already, just to save a little time. So our box is 16 by 19, and on the long side I've scored at 4 centimetres on each side, turned it round, and I've scored at 6 centimetres from each edge. Okay, and then turn it up to the, well, from one end, it doesn't matter which end, I've gone along 4.5 centimetres, and I've cut down as far as that first fold. So let me show you. So you can see I've cut down as far as that first fold. Now what I'm going to do is to cut this piece away, which I'm going to do on my trimmer. This is so good for this kind of work, 3D projects. I'm going to put it in at the 4 centimetre line where I've already scored. I'm going to get my blade in the middle. Let me see if I can put a little bit more light on the situation so you can see it better. I hope that's better. And I'm going to cut down as far as this cut line, and then I'm going to cut up as far as the cut line. You can see, if you're not used to this trimmer, there's a little mark on the side in line, and I'm going to go up as far. And then if you don't quite go far enough, you can either pop it back in or get your snips and just trim it off. So we don't need that bit. And what we've done is to make a hole where the chocolate bars come out. So I'll pop that aside. And what I'm going to do now is to burnish those folds. Burnish them all so you can see them better. And I'm ready to make it. Okay. So now this becomes one of the sides of the box. So I'm going to cut up a score line. So these bits we want square. This bit is a tab, so I'm going to mitre that slightly. Take out some of the bulk. And I'm using Tombow, the all-purpose wet glue. So I'm just going to check that it all goes together. There's our sides and our sides. Okay, so I'm going to put glue on this bit first. Make sure I'm in shot. Put glue on this bit first. So I'm just going to make sure that everything goes together. It's important to make sure the top is in line. Pop a little bit more glue on. just do that. Just make sure, just give it a little wiggle, make sure it's in line. There we are. Get my bone folder inside, have a nice press, seal it down. So this was the front where it wrapped around, so I want this one to be on top. Again, get those edges lined up, stand it on its side, get the bone folder in, have a really good press. So that is the main box done. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Now if you want, you can add your DSP as you're making it, but I like to add mine at the end and then I get everything at the right way. Okay, now I'm going to make a lid. So here is my lid, 6.1 by 13.1, which is just 1 millimetre larger all the way around in the centre, and I've scored at 1 centimetre. You can see I've already snipped and mited the corners just to save a little time. And all I'm going to do now is to tuck these tabs under. Tuck them under, just hold for a moment, tuck it under, hold, tuck them under, pop a little glue on. Try and get the edges square if you can, and then before it sets, just make sure it fits. Yes, that's a nice tight fit, that's lovely. So that can just sit there and while it glues. Now I've got a little stand for it, a sort of plinth, and that just makes it easier to take the Kit Kats out. So I've got a piece of card here. Let me just check those sizes. So this is 14 by 17. So I've scored on this side, on the short side rather, I've scored on one edge at 1 centimetre, on both edges at 1 centimetre. And let me fold those so you can see them. And then across the long side, I've scored at 5 centimetres and 6, and from this end 5 and 6. I find it's just easier to score from the edges. I didn't really need all this card, but it just makes it really nice and firm. Okay, so this is our shape, these are our tabs. So again, I'm going to snip and miter the ends. So this is how you do it. Straight on the sides that matter. And then just snip away a little bit of the bulk inside. Ooh, nearly got the wrong edge there. It really wouldn't have shown too much though. Okay, right. So there's our card. That's how it would sit. To make this nice and firm, you can see that might give a little in the middle. What I've done is to get some packaging card. You can still see the packaging label, and I've cut this just slightly smaller than that inside dimension. This is 4.7 by 11.7. No need to really to stick them all together. So I'm going to make a hollow box and pop that inside. So first of all, I'm going to do 2 tabs at one end. Let me take that little bit out. And the other end. Okay, so that gives us like a little box. So I'm going to pop my card inside. That keeps it in shape. Make sure I'm in short, and I'm going to stick down one of the sides and just hold it. I've got a nice firm shape here in the middle, and it's not going to sag. And then with the other side, glue on the tab. Hold it over nice, press down the edges, and should there be anything over like that bit, we just remove it. Nice press. So the side we want to be at the front is got the one with all the rounded edges, and on the top, of course, a nice rounded edge. Okay, so there's my front. So what I'm going to do now is to make the slider. This is just a piece of card which is smaller than the inside. This is 3.8 by 12. This fits inside here. The Kit Kat falls on it and then you pull it out. It just helps you remove it. So all I'm going to do now is to pop glue on my box, and try and centre that on the base, on the plinth. Excuse my head if it's in the way. I'm just going to press, and I've got a nice firm base to press onto. Okay, now while that's drying, I'm going to stick some DSP on. So this is one of the end pieces. I wrote on them in case I got a little bit confused when I was filming. Obviously there are lots of sizes, and the easiest thing to do is to go and look them up. Now you'll notice that it's only just a little bit smaller, and I haven't done it under where the lid goes on. Okay, I like the contrast, and then it matches the bottom. Here I can see a little bit of the flap of the tab. Just remove it. And the same the other end. We don't need that. That's it. So this is my slider. As I've come across that, you'll notice I've rounded the ends for the front. I've rounded the ends for the DSP. My pull strip. This is 1175 by 375. Because I cleverly wrote it on the back of the DSP. And we're just going to try and centre it so we've got an equal sort of shape at the front here. The back doesn't matter because you're not going to see that. That's my slider attached. This is for my lid to go on top of the box. 3.8 by 10.8. This paper is great because it's sort of non-directional, which means you don't waste it as you cut it, and also It's very easy. I could have actually adhered this when it was flat because it's non-directional, but by not sticking it on till the end, I can choose which is my front, which is the back. These are obviously sides. Again, we stick it to the bottom. Just firm it in place. And this one, 4.75 by 10.75, giving just this narrowest of borders. It's the other end piece. Obviously this one's a little longer because it doesn't have the cutout for the Kit Kats. So we're going to match it up with the sides. Just try and hold down those edge pieces. Okay. So there is my box. There's my slider. Okay, let me get rid of these. So I've got 2 of the paper butterflies from Stampin' Up. They are so easy to use, and with a brush I've coloured the inside with a mixture of Berry Burst and Pretty in Pink, just to give it a very delicate bit of colouring. Just going to sort of bend them across the body part. Shape them a little bit, just very gently, because they are paper, so you have to be gentle. Try not to pull the antennae off. And here I've stamped one of the sentiments from Wonderful Thoughts bundle. So I've stamped it in the Summer Splash, and then I've used one of the dies to cut round it. Absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad that Stampin' Up have had the dies to save me fussy cutting. I think I'm going to get some dimensionals and pop it on. Maybe not. You know, I don't think I need it because I've got the butterflies, otherwise they're going to be in the wrong shape. So you can do, obviously, if you want. So I'm going to put that right in the middle. You are much appreciated. What a lovely thank you gift this would make. I'm going to adhere my butterflies along the centre, along the body. Good thing about this glue is if you have a little bit excess glue like I've got there, you know, when it dries it doesn't show. So that's brilliant. Maybe not quite as gung-ho with the glue as I was the other side. On this side, just stand up the wings a little bit. That's it. When it's dried, it's easier just to round them a fraction. And I love the look of that. I love the plain colour card at the edges, matching the sentiment. Really easy. So now I think it's time to actually pop some Kit Kat inside. So let's just test it with one first of all. So I'll do it from the side so you can see, and you just pull out the slider to make sure it's in. It wasn't in properly. There we are, and it pulls out. Now if it doesn't pull out, just in case, let's try it with, I think we can probably get, we could get at least 5 if not 6 in there. Now you see it's stopping a little bit. My sneaky trick is to use an emery board, which I'm just going to cut in half. Lots of glue on one side, So your chocolate bars might not be quite as heavy as this. I'm going to stick it a little way back. Just hold it in place while it dries. Now, I'm not sure if it's dry enough yet. Let me get, there we are. And then as you pull that out, no, it's not dry. Okay, it's because it's not dry. When it's dry, the Kit Kats will then, they've got a little bit of friction. I think we need to tuck these under, tuck the ends under. There we are. We've got a little bit of friction there and it comes out really easily. So there is our Kit Kat dispenser. It's the time of year where we might need one of these for, you could do them in Halloween colours, you can do them in Christmas colours, you can do them in just pretty colours with any sentiment on, and they will be lovely. So I hope you like my insect make for Stamping Around the World video hop. Please look underneath for all the other participants so that you can see their videos and like and subscribe to us all. So thanks so much for watching. Bye from me. Bye.